Welcome to another episode of Swag and Success. I'm your host, Demita Joe. And if you're new here, I need you to go ahead and subscribe because you want to hang around. Tonight is a special episode, but I'll just go ahead and give you a little brief intro about what this show is about. Um, this show is about all of the good things that are going on in our community. It could be somebody locally in our community, it could be somebody virtually, a celebrity. I talk about all the good things that are happening. And every week I feature a Black entrepreneur. Okay. So definitely make sure that you're subscribed so that you stay connected. All right. And so tonight's title is Mindset and Mentorship in the World of Sports. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a former athlete in various sports, but currently I'm a mindset and fitness coach, but heavy on the mindset because I feel like it goes with everything. And so, that kind of brings me to my guest tonight because I feel like he has to work, do a lot of mindset work on himself and to teach the people that he's teaching. All right. So tonight, like I said, is a very special episode because I have a live guest. All right. Applause in the back. If you guys were here, I'd be able to hear it. Okay, so before I bring him up and tell you anything about him, I just want you to take a look at this video because this video will say a lot about him. Now we're going to show some other videos throughout this interview, but just take a look at this, for me really quick. Let me make sure I'm playing the right one. All right, let's see.
A D1 offers right now. Raise your hand. Multiple. Exactly. Right? So everybody should be excited about trying to learn some outfield. You make yourself more marketable, okay? You can play any position on the field. That's very attractive to schools, right? So my personal opinion, I think outfield and first base are two of the most undercoached positions on the field, okay? My coach in college used to tell me, hey, outfielders, you guys should be able to pay your way into the ball game, right? That was his slick way of saying, like, outfield should be easy. But outfield, you have to be skillful, right? There's a science to infield, there's a science to outfield. So we're going to go through a progression, right? Everybody has a cone that they're going to start off with, okay? You're going to start off with a med ball, okay? So this group, you're going to start back here. The coach in front of you is going to say go. Okay?
Hello?
You're going to sprint to these cones represent the power zone.
Huh?
Who know what the power zone is when we're in the outfield? Who can guess what the power zone is?
Yeah, hold on.
Jaden, what is the power zone? We go 100, 50, 100. This power zone represents 50. What are we doing in 50s, Jaden?
Okay, so there's another part to that video, but I want you guys to pay attention to the second video and how he ends his conversation with the kids before they actually go and have the drill, perform the drill. Okay, just listen. Come on. Did it not do it? Hold on, guys. This is a live show. Something might happen, but we're going to push on with the show. So hang on. Here comes the second part.
Represents 50. What are we doing in 50s, Aiden? Chopping. Why do we chop? Why do we chop? Why do we chop in 50? What do we do that for? We go 100. Why do we slow down and chop? Momentum. And
all right, let me call you back. I'm on the thing with Matt.
Under control. So many times in the outfield, we're taking IO. I see you guys like this, running, jogging to the ball. And then you try to throw, right? We're going to go 100 to the ball, 50 when we break down, and then 100 again when we throw, right? So I'm going to start off like this. Boom, I'm sprinting. Boom. Then I'm back to 100 when I throw, right? So the progression is we're going to start off with the med ball, all right? Coach going to say go. Once we get in the power zone, 2 steps, right? What are the 2 steps for a right-hander? What are the 2 steps? What, bro? Thank you. Who said it? Right, left, right? Then I get here. Boom. Hard as you can. We're going to do 2 rounds of that. And then we're going to keep the same power zone. The coach's going to actually roll it to you. Still chopping. Get into the power zone, break it down, right, left, field. Boom, throw. Got it? Raise your hand if you don't understand. All right, so let me get a line right here. 11 you, let me get a line.
Okay, I don't know if y'all heard that, but I love his coaching style. So without further ado, before we get into this show, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my guest. He is an athlete. He's a coach. He is a fitness expert. He's a husband. He's a father, and he's a son, and so much more. Okay. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Coach Mitch, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stage. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm awesome. I'm
I'm
awesome.
so sorry I had to leave you back there all that time, but I had to show the video, one of the videos that you sent that kind of highlighted your coaching style. Like, as a parent who had a child in small child in sports on up, I would die for a coach like that. So I just wanted to give you your flowers on that. And I hope that
Appreciate that.
everybody was listening closely to what he said to those young men. But anyway, like I said, welcome. And I want to apologize to the audience because my mother called me during, the beginning of this, and you got to answer the phone for your mother. You know what I mean? But I just didn't press mute. So apologies for that. Um, but so what I want to do, I don't know if you heard my introduction to what this show is about.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my show is kind of like I celebrate the positive things that are going on in our community. It could be a celebrity, it could be a regular local hometown hero, I like to call it. And so tonight's show is special because you're my very first live guest on this on Swag and Success. And so I'm so excited to have you here to discuss all things, baseball because that's what you do. So would you introduce yourself to the people for me?
Yes, ma'am. Well, definitely thank you for having me. Coach Matthew Mitchell, Washingtonian. Grew up in DC, of course. Played baseball at junior college. Went on to get a scholarship to a university. Had some, some pro invites. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted. So, I kind of stuck with my education, got my degree, came back home, got my master's in counseling and education, and the desire for baseball was still there. So as I started my career in education, I thought it was fitting to start coaching at the schools that I worked at as well, and that's kind of got how we got where we are today.
So, okay, one of the things that kind of stuck out for me is that yes, you were going to go pro, right?
Yeah.
So now you're coaching kids. Is it how what's the minimum age for the group of kids that you coach?
So we have ages 7 through 17. So we got the babies who are just starting out in serious baseball. We got guys who are juniors and seniors in high school who are on their way to the next level.
Yeah, I heard in that video you said some of them have multiple D1 offers.
Yeah. So a couple of them from some of our past teams definitely went D1. That group that I was talking to in that video, those kids were only sophomores and juniors, and
Okay.
I was actually asking them. I was asking them who had any D1 offers at such a young age. I mean, I knew nobody actually had any yet, but
Okay.
I was kind of
But no, put that in their mind.
yeah, no, I was just trying to tell them, like, we have to be flexible in what positions we want to play on the field, because the kids kind of get stuck on, oh, I play this position, I
Mm.
play that position, and just always trying to make create those parallels between sports and life. And I was just telling them that you may be stuck on one position, but it comes a time to make adjustments, and and sometimes you got to do that to get ahead. And that was kind of the comparison I was making in that video.
Okay, I get it, and you're right because if the more positions that you know how to play, that's more offers, or that's a better player all around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could put you on offense and I could put you on defense. So I like it. I like it. So with that being said, like when you first figured out that you wanted to play baseball when you were a kid, what was it that like when was it that you knew this is going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life?
That's a good question. Well, my dad got me started in baseball around 7 or 8. Um, and I played it up until I was about 12 years old. Um, and not to get too personal, but my parents kind of went through like a big divorce, and I went to kind of stay with my mom, and the person who introduced me to the game, I kind of started to resent. So I took
Mm,
a couple years away from it, and it just kept calling me back. Everywhere we moved to, every school I transferred to, someone would ask me to come out to the baseball field. And
mm-hmm.
and that's kind of it kept reoccurring in my life, and I was like, okay, maybe God is trying to use me to do something with this game of baseball. And like I said, fortunately, the pro thing didn't work out, but God is I'm glad the path that he chose for me, because I'm able to impact kids, I think, in a more effective way, opposed to what I thought I was supposed to be doing with
Yeah, because you really like you wouldn't have even been really talking to kids unless it was just like, oh hey, I'm pro
it.
player such and such. So this is actually, I think it's better, to be honest, because you get to play, not play, but you get to actually see the fruits of your labor play out on the field. All right,
Exactly.
so like some of the pictures, some of the videos that you sent, a couple of those kids are hitters. Okay, I'm saying a couple because I only seen a couple videos, but I'm pretty sure you got a whole team full of hitters.
Yeah, I mean, it varies. Like I said, we're a travel ball program, so of course, once you get to the older ages, you're attracting kids who are more further along in their development. But for the younger ages, we take kids who are just kind of starting out. I mean, they have a little experience, but we just kind of take kids who are just starting out and has a hunger to play the game. And we
That
just go
is
from there. Yeah.
that's amazing because like I said, when I was Earl was playing, my son's Earl, he was playing he played a little baseball, he played a little soccer, he played a little football, and he did have some good coaches, but I'm not sure that they were, on your level, but they were good. So shout out to them. I don't want to hurt nobody's
Okay.
feelings
Don't
with
say no
that.
names, though. Say no
Um,
names.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna say no names. But so you mentioned that your dad introduced you to the
Yep.
sport, and so you kept finding yourself back around baseball,
Yeah.
right? Did you have any mentors like yourself, or like the service that you're providing with your staff? Like I don't know how many people you have on your staff, like how many people you have
Yeah.
that work with
Oh,
you.
absolutely. Absolutely. I had a ton of coaches who mentored me along the way. Some were just around for a season, not a playing season, but a season of life. And some are still in my life to this day, and still give me mentorship to this day. In regards to our staff, one unique thing about our staff is all of our staff members are college graduates. All of them play, at least high school ball, definitely collegiate ball, and a couple have played pro ball. Um,
Okay, so they're not just out there telling people what to do. They
no,
actually know what they're doing.
yeah, no daddy ball.
Okay, so like I said, I am a mindset and fitness coach, right? Heavy on the mindset because fitness is just a part of getting your mindset together, in my opinion. But um, I always talk about mindset, and so in your opinion, as a coach, how important or like what kind of role does mindset play when you're out there coaching the kids? Because I'm sure you have some of them that are dealing with like self doubt sometimes when
Yeah,
they don't see the
yeah.
potential that you see. So what do you think? What do you think that how I'm sorry, how much of a role do you think that plays in what you're doing?
Oh man, mindset is it's a big thing. It's very instrumental in my coaching style. We preach against the as coaches, we preach against the fixed mindset all the time, right? The negative mindset, and it stems from the music they listen to. It stems from some of the circles that they may keep,
Hmm.
and it may stem from their experiences, right? So that's definitely a adversary of ours. I would say, I'm big on the growth mindset. Like how can we think about positive things in this at bat? What positive mantras can we tell each other while we're out on the field? How can we consistently lift each other up? And how can we make someone else's day
Mm.
better? Just by being there, or just by giving them a little pep talk. So that's the mindset is it's a huge part, like I said, of my coaching style.
That's what's up because I feel like that's key, especially in a young kid. Because by the time you become an adult, it's a lot of work to like undo limiting beliefs and stuff like that. If you could get through to them at a young age, oh, they're gonna be such beasts.
Hmm.
Anyway, so do you want to do any team shout outs like to anybody that any of the players or any of the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to really kind of call out any individuals because I may miss someone, but
Mm-hmm.
just we have an outstanding coaching staff. It consists of some dads who have played, a lot of guys who just kind of have we all have a common goal in trying to get kids better in the game of baseball and expose them, like I said earlier, expose them to those parallels between baseball and life. And I've been blessed with an outstanding staff. My practices consist of three, sometimes four or five coaches at a time. And like I said, all positive men, family men, entrepreneurs, successful men. Men that our young men or women, you may want to come out, can look at and say, hey, I want to. If I don't make it in baseball, if I do make it in baseball, I would want to behave like that coach right there. Um,
I know that's right.
yeah.
Okay, so tell the people where you are, like where you're located. Somebody in the chat is asking what area is this brother located in. So tell them where you're located and let them know, like, you have the travel team, but I think you have something else coming up in April too, right?
Yep. Yep. We're based out of the DMV. But we have teams in Fort Washington, Maryland for the most part. Occasionally we'll have a team in Washington D.C. Our kids come from all over. We have kids from Columbia, Maryland, down to we just added someone today from California, Maryland. I don't even know where that is, but
Either I
it's
have heard of
it's
it, but
on
I yeah.
the but we got a couple kids from Richmond. Our kids, kind of come, from all over. In regards to in April, we've been blessed to finally find a facility. Is a little over 4,000 square foot facility. We're really excited about that because it's going to be a batting cage. It's going to be an athletic center, place for us to train people on speed and agility. Just the one element from my program that we've been missing over the years. Just having the luxury to be able to go, not have to be on the wait list for anyone else's facilities, be able to
Mm-hmm.
go to something that you can call your own. And we're really excited about that. We're going to take the kids to the next level with that facility.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, okay. Listen, I have those pictures. Since you just talked about the kids again, I want to kind of show some of these pictures, and then you can, if you want to let us know what's going on in the picture. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So some of these are going to cover all of our face, and some of them are going to cover a little bit. But what was going on here? What did y'all win right there? I see that big trophy.
What was going on with my hair right there? I'm looking like Wale.
I
Um,
didn't even see that. Oh my
I
goodness.
think that was during the pandemic or maybe a little after, and that kind of explains the length of my hair. I couldn't get to a barber. But we had this was my 16U team. We won a tournament out in, I believe, Gaithersburg, uh,
Okay.
somewhere in northern Maryland. Yep. And that one right there is actually the same team, like about a couple years older, right? Um,
Wow.
yep, yep. So it's the same crew,
Hold
couple
up.
different
Let's go.
faces.
Let's go back and look at that first one. Yeah, you could tell by the height. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that was a tournament that we actually won this past summer in Virginia. I think
I
it was
like
in
those uniforms
Fredericksburg.
too.
Yeah, yep,
You said it was in Fredericksburg.
yep. I believe it's in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Okay, and what about this one?
So that was just yeah, yeah. I love those kids right there. Big shout out to that kid in the middle right there, Trey Shepard. He just made his high school team at McNamara. Really proud.
Nice.
Yeah, really proud of that kid. And all those kids on there. The kid with the that's kind of looking away with the arm sleeve on. He just got a scholarship with some scholarship money down at Virginia Westland. That's David Fedrusky. That game was it was just a scrimmage game over in Walker Mill in Maryland.
Okay, okay, yeah, I used to play a lot of kickball over there.
Okay, cool.
But kickball has baseball rules somewhat.
Okay.
Um, and so I understand what you're talking about when you're talking about outfield and stuff. I never
Yeah.
wanted to play outfield. I hated outfield, but
What?
cause it's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be kicked out here, and now I have to like run and catch it, and if I overrun, then I gotta go back. I just didn't
Okay.
like it. I like to play. I guess my position was like a shortstop, but it was a
Yeah.
little different because I could run up and like run across. So
And then if you missed it, you had the outfield to back you up. I get it. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
or if they kicked it in the outfield, I could just stand there and look back there and be like, I don't have to do anything. But no,
Hmm.
so I understood those references or whatever. But okay, so I got a couple more questions for you, and then I want to play a little small game, and then at some point I'm gonna pull up these other two videos, probably in
Okay.
between these questions. But
What you
my
got?
next question for you is, how do you think that baseball can possibly? Sorry, I got my note to you guys. I have Invisalign, so sometimes I have a list. But let me start over with that question. How do you think baseball can positively influence the lives of young people? Like, why
Wow.
would you tell somebody go ahead and put your child in baseball?
Wow, man, that's a great question. Baseball, there's certain aspects of baseball that why people call it a game of failure, right? If you fail 70% of the time in baseball, I mean at the plate batting, you're considered a great hitter.
Mm-hmm.
If Kobe Bryant failed, only shot 30% from the field, he would be considered, a terrible basketball player. If Tom Brady only completed 30% of his passes, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame or on his way, to being considered the greatest of all time. So, because it has that aspect of failure, it teaches kids adversity. It teaches them how to rebound. It teaches them what we talked about earlier, that growth mindset. Like, all right, I messed up. But what's next? And that's what's going to happen throughout the course of your life, especially for men. We're leaders. We have to provide. We have to be emotionally stable most of the time for our families when things may go haywire, and we have to be able to adjust when failures and tragedies come. So and I can go on and on
That's a
about
fact.
this, but I'm gonna leave it right there because I feel like I answered that pretty well.
You did. You answered that question like very well. But you said something that kind of piqued my interest because you said, especially for a man. All right. And I believe that's true. Like, I think that I'm glad that I'm not a man. But, like, is there anything else that any advice that you would want to give a young athlete that, maybe hasn't joined a sport? Maybe they're doing stuff they know they're not supposed to be doing. Like, is there any advice that you would give um, a young athlete that maybe they want to go professional? What would
Yeah,
you
I mean,
say?
I tell any aspiring athletes or anybody who is an athlete who has aspirations of going pro and who might not even go pro. Like, I'm a huge advocate of sports. I mean, it teaches so many life skills. It teaches communication. It teaches leadership. And, one of the biggest things, I love about the sport, especially the sport of baseball, is it teaches altruism, right? Like how to put aside yourself for the benefit of a communal goal or the benefit of a community or the benefit of a team, which will translate later to being, the benefit of a family, like we was talking about a little earlier. So
Mm,
it's just so many it's so many life skills and so many things you can learn from being on any team. So I would encourage anyone to do it, just to try it out, just to network, just to make a couple of friends, and just let just ride that journey all the way through. And you never know how God's going to use you throughout that journey.
that's a fact. That's a fact. So before we get into my last couple questions, I want to bring up this other video really quick. Now, this video is going to be two videos in one, but you guys will get the gist. I just want you guys to see some more of his coaching style and how he is with the kids. And then I have another question about how people join the team when we come back. Let me see.
Yup. Sprint. Yeah, there you go. Come on, babe. What's up, Cassius? These kids are getting big, man. Say my high school is slacking today, Noah. What's up, guys? What's up? Hips down, then we're gonna go back. I want you to work, you need to work on holding your balance, okay? So we're gonna go back, take a nice hard swing. That's hold here, that's posture here for 3 seconds. Okay, back, go. 1, 2, see? Let's fix it, let's go. Back, go. 1, 2, 3, good job, buddy. Again, back, go. 1, 2, 3. I want my head down on the cone though. Don't look out here, head down the cone. One more. Back, go. 1, 2, 3. One more. Back, go. 1, 2, 3. Atta boy. You feel the difference? All right, bro. You're a good hitter, bro. Like, once you get to master your balance, and it's going to take a couple years, a couple seasons, but, bro, you're going to be a dog, bro, because you hit the ball hard to all fields. Once you get that balance down, you're going to be able to correct yourself on the change-up, stay back. It's only up from here, all right?
I'm loving your coaching style. Okay, I just got to say that I really love your coaching style, and I appreciate
Appreciate
you.
it.
Huh?
I said I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, you might just think I'm playing, but I'm serious. But I appreciate you taking the time out to kind of talk about what it is you do. I know you've had other interviews before. I tried to think of some different questions, just to try to get your mindset out there because, like, you're something that the community needs. So if you're in the DMV
Thank
area, if somebody wanted to join the team, is it open to anybody or is it
Of
invitation
course.
only? How does that work?
Of course, it's open to anyone. We have several trials throughout the course of the year, but sometimes we just need an extra player. Maybe someone may have gotten injured, or may have moved. We're on Instagram, Mitchell Marlins. You can also go on our website, mitchellmarlinsdc.com, and there are message boards on there where you can kind of communicate through us. To us, and just shoot us a message, and and inquire, and we'll respond to you as quick as possible.
Okay, so I did put something in the description as to how they could connect with you, but I don't think I have the website, so I will update that after we get off here.
Okay.
If you just shoot me the website, I can put that on there. And anything else that you want me to add to the description, I can do that as well. So
Okay.
I have let me see. Somebody has a question. She says, "Do you have any camps for beginners to just learn the sport without going on the team?"
Absolutely, absolutely. We're actually, as we launch our facility, we're gonna open up the first couple of weeks with several camps, infield camps. We have some pitching instructors coming in, hitting camps, camps for beginners. So just stay tuned to our Instagram. And we'll begin to roll that stuff out within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, and definitely make sure that whenever you're doing anything that needs to be shared, I like sharing. So if I
Okay.
know about it, I'll definitely make sure that I share it with people too. So make sure you keep me in the loop on that. Um, so okay, so now I got some fun questions for you. We have gotten all the serious questions
Uh
out,
oh.
but one of them is okay. If you could have any famous player join your team for a day, who would it be and why?
Any famous a player?
Any famous player, whether they're here or not, but only
Um,
one, only one.
I was a huge fan of Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
Growing up in the mid late '90s, he used to wear his hat backwards. He had his shoes. He just kind of urbanized baseball and made it fun for black kids who play baseball like myself. The minority of black kids who play
Mm-hmm.
baseball
I
like myself.
remember he had some shoes out. I do remember
Yeah.
those. Okay, so this next game, I actually am borrowing this from somebody who did an interview on me, and her name is Tasha Talks Life. Shout out to Sis Stop Soaking podcast. She has a mindset podcast for women. So y'all make sure that y'all. I'm gonna put her link in the description as well. But I stole this game from her, and it's called This or That. And I'm gonna give you two options, and you just have to pick the one that resonates with you.
Okay.
All right, so it's gonna be like six or seven of them. Okay, so first we got batting cage or batting practice in the field.
Ooh, batting cage, our batting practice on the field. I would say the batting cage because I mean the crazy thing about batting practice on the field is the pickup, right? Like it takes a long time sometimes to pick up the balls, but if you're in like a 12, 14 foot batting cage, the pickup's a little quicker.
You thinking like a coach? Okay, fastball or curveball?
I like both. Can I choose both? It's got to be
You can
this.
choose both. You can choose both, but
Uh,
like, okay, so like as a player, because I don't obviously play. I know what it means in kickball. Like I know when they have the little curveballs and when they do the fast ones or whatever. So in baseball, and I'm not even supposed to be interrupting the game, but I just want to know for myself. So when you're at the plate and you're about to hit, like at what point can you tell what kind of ball it is?
I mean, you just gotta kind of pay attention to like his arm, the pitcher's arm window, right? Like if if he's up here, like it goes sidearm. I don't know if you can say sidearm. Like you gotta kind of pay attention to his arm window. Sometimes you can pick up the spin on the ball from the arm window. Like
Okay.
if it's coming out of his hand, kind of tumbling, it's a curveball. If it's coming out like with like more backspin, it's a fastball.
You only got like a second and a half with a baseball. On the kickball, I
Yeah,
can see.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the next one is home run or diving catch.
I would say a dive and catch. It's a pretty exciting play. Yeah,
Yeah, the action shot on that is better.
yeah.
Wooden bat or aluminum bat.
Wooden bat. I mean, let me just say this really quick before we move on. I mean, I encourage like all ages to purchase wooden bats because they actually teach kids how to actually hit. You have to hit it on a sweet spot for it to actually go somewhere. Where you got your aluminum bats, you can hit it off the end of the bat, you can hit it on the handle, and you still might get a hit. And it's just because
Okay,
it's metal. Yeah, so definitely wooden bat. Big fan of
so
wooden bats.
aluminum bat is like somebody who's not sure
It's a
they're gonna
cheat
hit
code. It's a
it.
cheat
Okay,
code. Yeah.
okay. So daytime batting practice or practice under the lights.
Mm, mm, definitely daytime. I'll say daytime.
Okay, and then stealing bases or hitting for power.
I wasn't a power guy. I was a leadoff, number two type batter, so I'm gonna go with stealing bases.
I promote that too. Take two. Take two. Okay, so then the last one is: do you celebrate a win with pizza, ice cream, or something else? That one has three choices.
Piece of ice cream.
I'm sorry, pizza, ice cream, or whatever else. If that's not pizza and ice cream, what do you guys do?
It depends on what type of win it is. Like if it's just like a scrimmage, then we celebrate it with a good job and go home. But I mean, if it's a tournament win, that might require some pizza.
Okay. So all right. Well, that kind of concludes our interview. I had a great time talking to you. I do have one last question, and it's kind of probably going to be like a semi. You'll be able to give a semi philosophical answer on this one. All right. So, in the coming years, what positive impact do you envision your youth baseball team and batting cage venture having on young athletes in the community?
Uh, that's a great question. I envision, us continuing to do what we're doing now. Just creating an opportunity for, youth who may not get discovered to play the game of baseball at a high level and ultimately go to college to play the game. I envision, the batting cage and and the Marlins to um, continue to create memories. I mean, it's such a great feeling when when a player comes up to you and says, hey, my dad's coming to this baseball game. I haven't seen him in a year. That's what we do. That's what we do. We create memories. Aside from the mentorship, we create memories. So just looking forward to that. Even in the batting cage, I'm looking forward to seeing the dads in there trying to teach their kids how to swing and throw and until they realize like, hey, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Let me go ask one of the coaches around here. But I'm just
Oh
really,
my goodness.
really excited about what we're doing, what we have done, and what God has for us in the future.
That's what's up. I'm excited as well. I want you to tell them one more time what the website is and what area you're in, and give us some closing thoughts after you do that.
Okay. We're based out of Fort Washington, Maryland. Like I said, but we do have teams in other areas of the DMV. The website is mitchellmarlinsdc.com. Um, and my message to you guys is just continue to be positive, continue like Demeter said, continue to have that growth mindset. And for the educators and the people who are in a position of mentorship or or modeling, take it serious. That you're impacting the life of a young person. They're going. Someone said this to me one day when I started coaching. An old man told me this, and I had to be like 25 years old, and he was like, he said, kids, some kids are going to remember what you say for the rest of their lives. Some kids are going, you're going to impact a kid more than their parents. Some of their parents will impact them. And when he said that, it just resonated with me. Like I'm trying to, really when I go out to coach, I really, pray and hope that I'm saying the right things. I hope that I'm treating them the right way because, we're molding and cultivating, young people, people who are going to go on and, lead our nation. And,
That is absolute facts.
so,
That's
yeah,
absolute facts. Okay.
yeah,
There was one more question because now that you said that, those were the final thoughts, people. And I thank everybody for taking the time out to watch this video. Please share this video with someone who has a child or someone who knows that could benefit from this because he dropped a lot of gems in this interview. But you said something that brought up another question in my mind. Darn, I had it just right there. Oh well, I must not have been supposed to ask it, but something you said jogged me. But we'll have to do another interview or another sit down when you open up your batting cage. So like you can come back
absolutely.
and talk. But do you do motivational speaking at all?
Yeah. I've been asked to do motivational speaking, a few times, throughout the course of
Okay.
my career in education. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna have to talk more because
yeah,
I don't know why I didn't know that. Um,
yeah.
Okay, so if there's nothing else that you want to say, then we can go ahead and end this. But I do want to talk to you really quick backstage.
Okay.
Okay, well, I want to thank you in front of everybody again for spending this time. Hope you all enjoyed this
Yes,
interview.
ma'am.
comment below, hashtag Mitchell Marlins in the comments below. And if you have any questions when you watch this video, if you're watching this video on the replay, put them in the comments and I will definitely make sure that Coach Mitch gets the questions. Or if you need to get in contact with him, if you can't, I will be including all of his links that are not there right now in about 10 minutes in this video. So you'll be able to come back and get that extra. But follow me on Instagram at Badamita Joe. Follow me on Facebook at Badamita Joe. And subscribe to this channel because we'll be having more conversations like this one. And you don't want to miss it. So thank you guys for watching.